Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial on how to fill the ERAS application. In the first part of this tutorial, we covered this section here, which is the ERAS CV that includes the personal information, your education, experiences, publications. And you can watch this video by clicking on the link that I'll leave in the description of this video. But in this video, we will cover the letters of recommendation, personal statement, your transcript, MSPE, the ECFMG status report, the photo, and how to apply to programs and how to signal programs. And by the way, if you're applying to the Mass this cycle, I highly recommend you check out the free match resources we have for you, over 20 personal statement examples, fully filled ERAS application, so you can see how an excellent description of the experiences look like, publications, geographic preferences, setting preferences on all the other sections of ERAS. We also have samples for MSPE, letters of interest, letters of intent, letters of recommendation. And again, you can download these fully for free by clicking the link I'll leave in the cards above or the link in the description below. And now let's get started. I'm gonna start by talking about letters of recommendation. If you click here, it will open the LOR portal. If you have an uploaded letter already, it will show up here. It will mention the specialty, the letter ID, and the status as uploaded. But if you want to add a new LOR, you can click on add new. You add the LOR author name, the title of that author and their department, for example, professor/internal medicine, and the specialty to which this letter will be assigned. This note is telling you that this box is only for you and the LOR author. And the reason you might need to use this box, and it's not required, but if you want to use it, is to make sure you assign the right LORs to the right specialties. Let's say you're applying to both internal medicine and surgery, and you rotated with an internal medicine physician who's writing both an LOR for surgery programs and an LOR for internal medicine programs. So you're going to be sending this author two requests, one for the internal medicine programs and one for the surgery programs. So in order for you and the author to not confuse these letters, you can add here, for example, Joseph Smith is the author name, and he mentioned surgery, and again Joseph Smith, and to be internal medicine, because remember, you cannot see what's inside the LORs if you waive your right to see the LOR. So that's your only way to figure out which letter is supposed to be sent to which specialty. And by the way, I have a detailed video on letters of recommendation. I have a detailed blog about that, and I'll leave the link for these in the description of this video. Then you put the LOR information. If the author of this letter is a program director in a current/previous residency or fellowship where I trained, and it's telling you only applies to residents and fellows. So if you're a med student and you rotated at the program and you're getting a letter from the program director, that does not apply, because it's clear here applies to residents and fellows. Second option is this LOR is a department chair where I completed my clerkship training. So if you did a rotation in some program and the chair wrote you the LOR, you can check this box, or none of the above. And it's fine if you did not have a letter from the chair. That's still, LOR. It depends on the content and the LOR and how long have you known this person and what they wrote about you. But the most important thing in these options that you need to keep an eye on is this one. I waive my right to view my letter of recommendation. People in the US really value waived LOR. What does waived LOR mean? It means you don't see what that author writes about you, which means you really trust them to say amazing things about you, and you don't even need to see the content of this LOR, and you trust that it's gonna be amazing. And here there is a risk, of course, because this person might not write amazing things about you. So that's why you need to be very careful on who you ask to write your LORs, because if you picked somebody who you don't trust and they end up saying bad things about you, very unlikely, but if that happens and you did not see the content of the LOR and this letter gets sent to programs, you're decreasing your chances of getting an interview. On the other hand, if you don't waive your right to see the LOR, if you click no, you'd be able to see the letter, but that decreases its value significantly. So I highly recommend you waive your right to see the LOR. So I filled here, for example, this information, and I click save. Then you can see here the name of the author, title, the department, which specialty you're using it to, and then it says not confirmed for upload. To confirm it for upload, you have to check this box and click confirm. Once you confirm it, it will ask you for the contact information of the author of the LOR. It's gonna be the email, and that author will get an email to upload the LOR for you. I highly recommend you start requesting your LORs as soon as possible, because people in the US are busy and you need to give them time to write the LOR and upload it for you. It's very unprofessional to send them the LOR a day or two before the deadline and rushing them to do that. Also remember, it's gonna take a few days for ERAS to process your LOR. So even if they upload it today, it's not gonna show up today to programs. So just keep that in mind and upload your LORs early. then we're gonna go and check personal statements. To add a personal statement, click create new. Add the title of the personal statement, which is visible only to you. I'm gonna add IMPS. The reason why you might need a title, if you're writing multiple personal statements, let's say one for internal medicine, one for surgery, one for neurosurgery, you don't want to send the neurosurgery personal statement to the internal medicine program. So you can put a title for each of them, and you know when you assign it to different programs that this is the IM one, this is the surgery one. Also, you might send individualized personal statements for certain programs, so you can indicate that here as well. I recommend you write your personal statement in a Word document, get it edited, have experts look at it, and then paste it here. And if you need help with your personal statements, you want a physician advisor who knows what programs are looking for to improve its structure, its flow, the content, the language. We have experts, personal statement editors who have been doing this for years. They've edited hundreds of personal statements, and we trust the quality of our editing so much to the level that we made it 100% satisfaction guarantee, which means you send us your personal statement, we edit it for you. If you don't like it, we'll give you your money back even after we send you the edited personal statement, because we really believe in the value we're providing to you, and our goal is to help you. So there is no guarantee more than this. We literally give you the personal statement and we tell you if you don't like it, we'll give you your money back, because we want to make the help available to you as risk-free as possible. And you can bundle the personal statement with ERAS editing and with interview prep, advising, all in what we call the match packages, and you can check these in the link that I'll leave in the cards above and in the description below. Talk to our support team, see which package is the best fit for you, or they can even build a custom plan for you. Now, going to the additional documents, you have the USMLE transcript, the MSPE, medical school transcript, photo, and the ECFMG status report. Before, even when I applied, you used to submit your documents, these ones, through the Oasis, not through ERAS. But now with the introduction of Intelf, even if you click on this link here, it will take you to Intelf, which is the new platform ECFMG is using to have one shop stop where you can apply to exams, where you can submit your documents, do everything in one place. So make sure to submit all these documents on time and allow a few days for processing. For photo, I highly recommend you take professional photo. Don't use an AI generated photo of you. For ECFMG status report, I highly recommend you get your ECFMG certification, and I have a detailed video on how to apply for the pathways and different pathways. I highly recommend you have that ready and be certified by the time you submit your application, which is this year, September 24, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Medical school transcript and MSPE. For some people, you send it yourself, you upload it yourself. For others, the school submits it for you. And here the USMLE transcript comes from the USMLE, and there is an $80 processing fee. An easy way to assign it to all programs, because you have to for the USMLE transcript and the photo. If you go on actions here and click the drop down list, click assign, you can click on this box here, which will select all the programs you have, and click save. And in that case, you assign the USMLE transcript to all the programs you have in one click. And the same applies for the photo. For the medical school transcript, there is a question, will you use the MS transcript this season? Click on that, and it asks you if you or your medical school will provide a medical school transcript to ERAS, and you should pick yes. And the same question for MSPE. The ideal situation should be yes, but make sure you or your medical school provides that MSPE, and you need to get the MSPE from your school. So work with your school early on to get the MSPE document, and you or your school, depending on how they do it, can submit it to ERAS. Now let's move on to how to apply to programs. Click on programs here, go to search programs. You can select the specialty. Let's pick internal medicine. It tells you that internal medicine is participating in program signaling. You have 3 gold and 12 silver signals. We have detailed information about program signaling in our blog on how to fill ERAS, and I'll leave that in the description of this video, and I'll talk about signaling in a second. But let's look how to search programs. So once you check the program here, click on the state that you want to search for programs in. If you don't have any particular state, you can just keep it open, and then click on select program, and you will see the full list of IM residency programs in the US. You can filter by the training type, categorical, prelim, primary care, or by visa support, J1, H1, F1, and you can filter also by osteopathic recognition, accepting applicants. Of course, check the box that says accepting applications. The filter by visa support is probably accurate, because supposedly the programs updated that factor in here, but always be careful, be extra cautious, and if you know for sure that there are programs that accepted people in the past for J1 or H1 and you don't see them here, I would touch base with the programs and confirm, because sometimes the program coordinator might have forgotten to update that, or there's been some technical issues and you don't want to miss a chance of applying to programs because the filter was not working right. Another question that I get very frequently is how many programs should I apply to? So I'm not gonna cover that in this video here. I have a fully detailed video on the ideal number of programs you need to apply to, and you can watch that by checking the links in the description of this video. And another resource I want to share with you is the IMG list of residency programs. It's a list of residency programs in 9 specialties that includes the cutoffs for step 2, if they filter people by step 1 failures, visa, year of graduation, percentage of IMGs in these programs, that you can get fully for free by clicking the link in the cards of this video or the description below. You fill your information and you will get these lists to your inbox fully for free. We did our best to make sure it's 100% accurate, but any work that is done by human, there is potential for mistakes. So I also want you to double check, and if you find any mistakes, let us know. And I recommend you use that list along with Residency Explorer offered by the AMC, so you can double check from multiple resources. The Residency Explorer main source of information is the programs, and our list is fully done based on the program's websites. By the way, if you're someone who's applying to the match this cycle or the next cycle, I highly recommend you check out the match packages we have for match applicants. We help applicants with personal statement editing, CV editing, advise on how to ace the match, what programs to apply to, build the whole strategy and plan for you so you're walking on the right pathway to end up in a residency match, and of course help you with interview prep and multiple other things we have. If you ask me what makes the match guy unique, I would say the phenomenal list of IMG advisors who have been in your shoes, who have made it to great residency programs in the US, and who can guide you through this process. With all my respect to USMD advisors for IMGs, they don't know the struggles, they don't know what the rotations that you go through are, they don't know the factors that program directors consider when taking IMGs. They just have not been in your shoes. And that's why we have a long list of IMG advisors for IMGs, and we have US advisors for US students, but we take pride in especially our IMG advisors because of their extensive experience in guiding people like you. Also, I have handpicked them myself. We generally get like 10 applications each week of people want to advise with us and become advisors of the match guy. I generally pick 1 out of 15, 1 out of 20 for personal statement and CV editing, probably like 1 out of 20 to 1 out of 25. So you can see how selective I am in picking these advisors and making sure they provide you with phenomenal experience. We continue to provide. You can check our amazing reviews on Trustpilot. You can check the match experiences of the students who matched with us. We have a long list of reviews, videos, success stories, more success stories and pictures and people telling us they match, and it's a long list, so you can go through that, listen to more longer interviews with these applicants and why they signed up with us. Also, another reason why you should highly consider the match guy when picking someone to help you with your application is because we trust our advisors so much that we made these packages 100% satisfaction guarantee, which means if you sign up for the package and you don't like the editing or you don't like the advising after the first hour or after the first edit, we give you your money back, no questions asked. That's how much we trust the value we provide to you and the expertise of our advisors. And I believe if you don't think we're helping you, we don't deserve to be your advisors. And our packages are actually very comprehensive. We have 3 different packages, silver, gold, and platinum. They mainly differ in the number of edits and the number of hours you need. I highly recommend you go with the platinum because it's the most comprehensive. It offers you unlimited edits of your personal statement, of your ERAS CV. The editors are actually physician advisors, and unlike multiple other companies who have language editors edit your documents, we actually have physician residents, physician fellows, or practicing physicians edit these documents for you, because they know what program directors are looking for. We have 2 hours of brainstorming sessions, 1 hour for the ERAS, 1 hour for the PS with your physician editor, 4 hours of interview prep, 3 hours of advising, unlimited access to your advisor on WhatsApp, 1 revision of your letter of interest, 1 revision of one of these documents, and the match edit guarantee, which means if unfortunately you did not match, we'll continue to edit your personal statement ERAS until you match. If you feel you don't need that much help, the gold and the silver might be other viable options. We also offer installments, so if you cannot afford the full package, you can use either a firm or an installment plan to divide this payment across 6 months, 12 months, or even 24 months. And you might say, well, I don't need help with my interview, I don't need help with advising, I just need help with my personal statement and ERAS application. That's fine. If you go to the services here drop down list, you'll see personal statement editing, ERAS application editing, and you can pick the plan based on the number of edits you need, or we can just build the customized plan for you. You can schedule your free consultation here. If you click here, click on schedule my free initial consultation. It will take you to the schedule of our support team who will happily talk to you for free and tell you about the different packages, which one would be the ideal fit for you, or build a customized plan for you. So if you're applying to the match and need help, we would be honored to add you to our success stories of many IMGs who made it to residency in the US with our help. Now going back to selecting program, let's say we pick Abbott Northwestern Hospital program. You'll be able to see this program here. If you check this box and click save program, it will go into your saved programs. You can see more information here about the program, the city, the state, the signaling status, if it's participating, information about the program on Residency Explorer. If you click here, you'll find some information here about the program, some contact information, their visa sponsorship. They even have a link for their Instagram. That is so cool. That was not the case when I applied to program. They had a box for their social media. You can even see their application requirements, letter of recommendation from your specialty, standardized or structured letter of recommendation. Yes, they didn't have an answer for required away rotation within the specialty. The total letters of recommendation 3, and they're saying interview invitation will be sent between these 2 dates. If you click on Residency Explorer, you'll find very detailed information about each program. I always tell people finding the list of the residency programs you're applying to is not an easy task. It's actually very time consuming, especially if you want to really make informed decisions about which programs you're applying to. Now, after you picked multiple programs, saved multiple programs, you can go to the list of saved programs. Let's say in our case, this is the program we saved. You can decide to signal this program or not from here. So let's talk about signaling a little bit. Signaling is a phenomenal way for you to show interest in a particular program. I highly recommend you use signaling, but what I recommend even more is paying very close attention to what programs are you signaling. Signaling is like this very limited golden opportunity you have to express very particular interest in a certain program. The AMC data have shown that programs consider applicants who signal them way more likely than those who do not signal them. So your application will likely be read by the program if you signal them. That's not a guarantee, but very high likelihood. That doesn't mean they're gonna send you an interview, but it's likely that they're gonna at least read your application. So here is the smart move. You need to signal programs you have a realistic chance of matching at. Don't signal programs that are extremely high tier if you are not a high tier applicant. So maybe don't signal Harvard internal medicine program if your scores are average, you're an IMG from not very well reputed medical school, and you don't have high score or high research, because that is a wasted opportunity. So you need to be very realistic about what programs you need to pick for these signals. You might say, for my application, I'm gonna apply everywhere. I literally have money and I want to apply everywhere, which is fine. But for your signals, you can't apply everywhere. You have to pick these signals very wisely. Here you can see for an IM, you have 3 gold, 12 silver, so 15 programs total. So you have to check these programs for their filters, for their year of graduation, percentage of IMGs, how many IMGs from your school or your country have they taken, and then rank these programs from the highest likelihood of you getting there to the lowest likelihood, and use your signals, most of them to the places with the highest likelihood, and then you can pick few signals for maybe super amazing programs that can fit your criteria, but it's slightly high shot in case it happens, and maybe 1 or 2 programs that you might be overqualified for, just to have them as a backup option. Again, this is one strategy, but the most important thing here is to pick program you have a realistic chance of matching at. So when they read your application, they say, okay, this person fits the portfolio of most of the residents we've taken in the past. We can see that this person can match with us, so we're gonna send them an interview. And once the interview comes, that's a totally different story. I have multiple videos about that, but at least get your foot in the door through the application. Make sure you use all your signals. Don't say, oh, I only gonna use the signal on 12 out of the 15 programs. If you want to apply to these programs, click on this checkbox and click apply to program. After you select the full list of the programs you apply to, it's gonna take you to a screen where you can pay the fee, because there is a fee for applying for these programs, and the more you apply, the higher the fee. Here is the table from the AMC. You can see between 1 and 30, it's $11 per application. If you have 31 or more, it's $30 per application. So you can see the price per application triples after 31. So that's why it's not cheap. You know, each 100 programs after 31 is $3,000. So just keep that in mind when you're applying. Here they give you some examples of how the calculation is done. An important thing when it comes to applying to programs is the assignment checklist. You need to make sure you assign the documents to programs, because applying to programs doesn't mean you send them the documents. And if you apply to them without the documents, they're not going to see your application, or they're going to see an empty application. So that's why you need to come here and make sure you assign the documents to all the programs. You can auto assign your MSPE and medical school transcript by clicking here, auto assign to all programs. I showed you already how you can do that for the photo and USMLE transcript, and you can do the same ECFMG status report to auto assign to all programs. What you need to make sure you don't forget is assigning the personal statement and the letters of recommendation. Generally, most programs require at least 3 LORs, but you have a maximum of 4 LORs you can submit. So if you have 4 strong LORs, you can use it. But if you only have 3 strong LORs and 1 weak one, I would recommend just sticking with the 3 strong LORs. One tricky thing about personal statements and LORs and the ERAS CV, once you submit your ERAS CV, you cannot change it. The only section you can change is the personal information. But the interesting thing about the personal statement is, as long as the program did not download your application, you can change your personal statement and that will change on their end. LORs, once you submit an LOR to a program, you cannot change it. But if you submit 3 LORs and you got a new one, you can still submit the 4th one to the program. If you submit 2 to a program and got 2 new ones, you can still submit 2. So once you submit it, you cannot withdraw it. But if you have space in the 4, you can keep submitting LORs until you reach 4. And if the program downloads your application before you add the new extra LORs, they will only see the first 2. But if they download it after you submitted the LORs, they see all 4 of them. And that's a common question we get from students we work with. Should I submit an incomplete application, like an application without step 2 or without an LOR, compared to let me wait until I get these documents and I submitted the application late but it's complete? My recommendation is to submit an incomplete application early rather than a complete application late. And the reason for that is, when you submit an incomplete application early, you put your application in the program. So if the program downloads your application at the time, at least they see something, because they're not going to come back and check for updates from you. Because if you submit late after they download the applications, they won't even see your application. So it's game over for you in that case. On the other hand, if you get lucky and they download the applications after you submit the extra LORs or the step 2 CK, they will see the updated ones. So this year, programs can see application September 24th. Let's say you submitted your application September 24th without step 2, and 3 days later you had your step 2, so you added that. If the program downloaded the application on September 24th, which is very unlikely, they won't see your step 2, but at least they see your application. But if they downloaded your application maybe October 1st, even though you submitted the initial application without step 2 and you added step 2 later, when the programs sees your application on October 1st, just as an example, and you updated your step 2 before that, they will see an application with step 2. And by the way, if you're applying to the match this cycle, I recommend you check out the match packages we have for you. It's a bundle of advising, interview prep, PS and CV editing by physician advisors. All the services are fully provided by US physician advisors that are residents, fellows, or practicing physicians. All have gone through the process recently, have been in your shoes, and made it to residency in the US. And they're dedicating a good portion of your time to guide you through this process and take you to the other side. So go ahead, check these packages out. They differ in the number of edits and advising in each of them. They're 100% satisfaction guarantee, which means if you're not happy, we'll give you your money back. And if you want to learn more about them, go ahead and schedule a free consultation here with our support team, who will go through the details of these packages or other individual services we can offer for you, or even build a custom plan for you. I hope this video provided you some insights on how to upload your LORs, personal statements, MSPE, how to apply to programs, save programs, and signal programs, which again, I highly recommend you choose your signals wisely. And if you still have any questions about this video, drop them in the comments below or reach out to us at info@thematchguy.com. If you find any value in this video, I would highly appreciate it if you can hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your friend who's also applying to the match and would benefit from this video. Make sure to check out the first part of this video, which is how to fill the ERAS CV section of the ERAS application, by clicking on the picture that will appear on the screen. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in, and I wish you best of luck on your match. Peace.